What's up YouTube, Capital G here. Got some really fun duels for you guys to check out involving this really weird and quirky spellcaster deck down here at the bottom. I don't want to call it a spell book deck because you guys see Master and Spell Book of Secrets in his opening hand, but even though he does run a lot of the spell book cards, there is actually a lot more going on to this deck. A lot of just weird spellcasters thrown together in this deck, and it's cool because you can make a lot of good link plays and even summon Trapeze Magician in this deck, pull off some very spicy OTKs, which Prophecy or any deck that really runs the Spellbook engine is definitely not known for. So let's go ahead and roll this. Got the first duel, looks like it's against Magical Musketeers. To me, this is a really terrible hand, especially if you're going first. I would probably, if you go second with this hand, I think it's tolerable because you can use your copy of Starfire, you can Regeki, you can get a Casper from your deck, and I don't know, man, maybe you can just somehow get another card from there. But going first, you just summon the Starfire and inset the copy of Scapegoat, which is not good because if you activate Scapegoat, can't use the effect. So you see him go for Thousand Eyes Restrict off of Instant Fusion, and he's going to summon the Crowley origin of the Prophecy, which is not bad, but he's going to go ahead and do a little bit more searching, activate Spellbook of Fate. I think that was a mistake. You already lost your monster. I have no idea why he didn't chain the Scapegoat. I mean, I guess he was looking at the field and thinking, this guy has 2,600 damage on board. How's he going to kill me? I'm not going to lie. I probably would have thought that too. I'm like, come on, he's not going to kill him. He's got 2,600 damage on board. There's no way I die. Well, I don't know about that. Summon Source is going to activate, gets another Trick Clown from his deck, goes into Trapeze Magician, activates Spellbook of Power on the Summon Sorceress, who can now attack twice, and yeah, he just got OTK'd out of nowhere. If I was the Magical Musketeer player, I think I'd feel a little salty. It looks like he had Ties of the Brethren on top of his deck, which is really unfortunate because if he had that in his opening hand, maybe the duel goes differently. Anyways, let's go ahead and roll number 2. This one is going to be a little different. I don't believe you're going to see an OTK here. Playing Shadow Invoked, which, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like Shadows are just so weak. He opens up with Magical Exemplar, and I haven't seen that card in a long time. He attacks into a Hedgehog that gets his opponent a copy of Shadow Fusion. Looks like he's just going to set Dragon. Wait a minute. What? Why didn't he just summon Dragon and attack? That's weird. I mean, was he really fearing the back row that much? Dragon is clearly... I don't get that. He could have just summoned, I would have just summoned Dragon and attack. Anyways, Blue Boy's going to resolve, and actually, no, it's going to get hit with Ogre, but it doesn't matter because he still gets to search. I like how he's playing Spellbook of Life. He usually uses that with like the copy of Instant Fusion to bring back Thousand Eyes Restrict. Pretty cool play I did not actually know about. Now he's going to go Spellbook of Life. This time it's not going to bring back a Thousand Eyes Restrict. Summon Sorceress is going to come out to play, and that's going to get Trick Clown once again. This time, since he doesn't have the green light to go into Trapeze Magician, he's going to instead go for a copy of Utopia of the Lightning. Now he does know that he has to deal with Shadow Fusion because he searched it turn 1. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of unavoidable. The Utopia doesn't do much. I mean, he already had the Summon Sorceress on the field, so it's not like the Utopia added to that. Ash Blossom's going to hit Terraforming, which I guess was going to get Magical Meltdown. This is cool, right? He banishes the MST Negate. He activates Cosmic Cyclone on Shadow Fusion just to banish it? I mean, it's still going to resolve, but at least it does get banished, so that's kind of cool. Book of Moon used on the copy of Shikanaga. I didn't think anybody was playing Book of Moon anymore because, you know, the Link monsters and whatnot. He still gets to his copy of Magical Meltdown, but Effect Veiler coming in hot, guys. Not one Effect Veiler, 2 Effect Veilers. Who says that Veiler's dead? And this is really awesome. Now, if you're wondering why Alistar attacked in the Summon Sorceress, why he just ran it in, at first I was like, oh, he's just giving up. But no. It actually makes sense because Utopia the Lightning could have attacked over Alistar, and that would have just done, like, that would have been done, what, 4,000 damage. So I think he wanted to make sure that he didn't have his Alistar ran into, you know, 4,000 damage, but doesn't really matter because he does have Regeki. Oddly enough, he can't actually kill him through the Regeki, but you can see this guy has a super brick hand with Omega Summon. Omega Summon, maybe a one of because of the new monster, but he's just going to set. Obviously, if you're setting a monster against Utopia the Lightning, you pretty much dead. So, and even if he didn't have Utopia the Lightning, no Shadow monster was going to resolve anyways because he had a copy of Forbidden Chalice, which could be used during the damage step when the Shadow monster flips up and tries to activate his flip effect anyway. So he was pretty much dead in the water. Dead in the water. Anyways, if you guys want to get a little sneak peek at the deck arena, let's go ahead and look at it. I have it already loaded up in YGO Pro 2. It's kind of all over the place, but it does kind of make sense because you can clearly see that it is very spellcaster based, and you know, enough spell books in there for you to be able to have a very strong early game. That's the one thing I really like about Prophecy right now. You don't have to run a ton of them to get the full effect of like spellbooks right now, and not to mention, I feel like spellbooks just make everything a little bit faster. I mean, if you just run a couple copies of Secrets, Knowledge, and Blue Boy, obviously you just accelerate pretty much any deck. You give any deck like a good amount of speed. I love the fact that he's running Mind Control. I'm gonna have to do a video discussion on this. I feel like this card is criminally underrated. I'm actually thinking about just side decking it, and kind of like side decking it against almost any deck that can link. Unless you take like your opponent's link 4, this card is so good. I mean, I guess a link 4 you might not be able to do anything with it, but that's not even necessarily true. Being able to take face down so that you don't have to attack into them, and again, now that we have link monsters, it doesn't matter what type of monster you take, you can use it for like link summoning for the most part, and so many different hand traps. Almost looks like a rainbow, as he has Ghost Ogre, Ash Blossom, Droll and Lockbird, Max C, multiple copies of Effect Veiler, and been a while since we've seen this many Performage monsters. Once I saw Trapeze Magician, it made me think of the old Performages and Pals Pepe days. But yeah, just a really nice little interesting deck. So whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on those notifications for daily videos.